Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you this year's 2025-2026 homeschool materials that we're going to be using. So it's a lot and it's only because they're all stuck together. First thing you should note, we are starting early when school begins. So I mean that can be August, September time for many people, but when school begins, Lord willing, we're going to be having our third child. And so I kind of wanted to use this summertime to grab as much beginning stages of school that we can do in the beginning. We've started already. We've done about like 2 weeks or so of homeschool. And so we're going to go ahead and start with that. So let me show you what we are going to be using this year, what we're keeping the same, what we're changing. I love the gentle and classical preschool that we did last year. I have the video that I can put up for you guys to see what that's like. It's great. We have used it. A lot of the board stuff that we had was incorporating that. My daughter is going into K4. So yes, you. Daughter's going to K4. My youngest, she is almost 20 months, so she's not quite school ready, obviously. We're going to be doing other stuff with her, more like fun things, coloring things, whatever. But my oldest, she is entering the K4 phase. So again, still preschool, still want to have lots of time to play. We did last year the gentle and classical, which we loved for the preschool, but I felt like for this year, it might be a little too chaotic for me because we can go back and redo it and then just change certain things, do different books maybe. But I thought it would be a little too chaotic for me, especially with a newborn. So I had got my degree in biology when I was in the university. Then I was a Earth and Space Science teacher for 6-7 years for middle school, 6th grade. And so for me, I have that background of loving nature and something that I want to kind of instill in my daughter as well, obviously slowly at a time. But that's kind of what we're looking at. So this year we are doing the gentle and classical nature. It's supposed to be mixed with primer. And the idea of it is like 18 units or so, and it's supposed to be like spaced out over the year, which was great for me. I was like, that's perfect. So instead I'm using the nature and then kind of combining it with other stuff. This is the main curriculum we're doing. This is the gentle and classical nature. This is the Nature Collective notebook. I decided to buy it all digitally. And this was printed through, I'll have to put their name down below because I don't remember their name. But it is like a homeschool printing press, essentially. And so I got this one bound with color because obviously it would be too expensive to do it like at FedEx or anything like that. So this is, you can choose the paper. So if you wanted like a thicker cardstock paper, you want it in black and white, but obviously because this is dealing with color, you need color. So for example, like you're talking about a bird. So you will have, what does it look like, what the name is, where it's found, and so forth. This is more probably for when she's older, but we already have it. They have it for trees. Again, more for when she's older. This can be used throughout like the next several years. So essentially I have years of usage with this, so we can definitely do that as well. So this is the teacher edition. Oh, does it say their name here? Ah, there we go. The Homeschool Printing Company. That's their name. I'll link them down below so you can see. Volume 1, which is Inland Waterways and Forest. And so that does say that's for K4 through 4th grade. So you have a big span of a science curriculum here. So if you are someone that has multiple age children, this is a great way because you can have the nature levels 1, 2, and 3. So it'll be for like your youngest, your middle, 1st and 2nd grade, and then you have the older 3rd and 4th graders, and they can all benefit from the same material, which is awesome. They have a unit snapshot, and this essentially tells you what the memory statements are. So currently I have unit 1 on the board. We're about to change it out to unit 2 at the end of this week, so we can start the next section. And it tells you level 1, 2, and 3 here. So you can see it kind of builds on itself. So that's what level 1 looks like. We're looking at tadpoles. Level 2 expands a little more. Level 3 is going to have more of an information. Then it does offer Spanish or French. So I printed out Spanish because that's what I speak. And I want my daughters to learn Spanish. And I know it's different when it's immersive, when you're speaking Spanish versus like, oh, let's just do some vocabulary words, but it helps. And then there's core books that are going to be throughout the unit. So there's a variety of core books for like each term. So there's 3 terms. This is term 1. That's what we're currently working on. This is Frog and Toad Storybook Favorites. This is for ages 4 to 8. So we're going to do this during our tea time where we have tea together. That's our read aloud that we're going to do. We also have, and I got this one from the library because I wasn't going to buy it just yet, but this is Over and Under the Pond. And so this is a great way to see like what animals are at the pond, what happens during that cycle when things are at the pond, which is nice. And then we also have this selection of books. So I can link them down below so you can see them as well. But these are the Julia Rothman collection, which are very popular in the homeschool community. The pictures are great. I'll show you like a nature one for an example. Oftentimes this can be used for doing the nature journaling and so forth. So they're nice reference books just to kind of get a look at. And it does come, which is nice, it does come with posters, little mini posters. So whenever we get to those information of things, like for instance, you'll see later on like a farm, for example, I can put this on the board to show the different types of barn styles, identifications, food trucks, dealing with the community, whatever, ice cream. Like there's a lot of different options for it, and we can put it up on our board. That way we can have more of a visualization, learn more things and whatnot. We have the core books, we have the read alouds, and it tells you like read 3 chapters and what to do for essentially during that time. And then there's attainments, what to do, additional books that you can read. So if you wanted to read more books, or if you want to keep it just simple and keep it to the core books only, that's fine. But if you wanted to do additional, they have level 1 books and level 2 books, again, according to your child's age. Different exploring. And then we did do a project already. So it does give you like a project per term. And so the first one was raising butterflies. We released them. It was fun. But if it was like during winter time, again, we're in Florida, so we don't notice that. But if you wanted to do a change, you can do an ant farm. You can make a terrarium. I thought because this is dealing with frogs, maybe you can grow your own frogs. But anyways, we're going to work on gentle and classical. This is a student notebook level 1. There's a level 2 as well. So again, you can pick and choose what you want to print. Print multiple, again, great for your child. There is some poetry recitation, some writing, which again, according to your child, like if you know your child, do it. If you don't worry about it. This can be like my help page for her. This one. So again, there's different things that she can trace, she can do, but again, it's not meant to be crazy. So anyways, then in the beginning, there is some information to read for each unit. So we're going to go into unit 2, which is freshwater fish. This is a planning grid, just to kind of show you an example of if you were to do it a 4-day week, different activities that you can do for each day and different activities you can do for those units. So I can use it as a guide. I'm not going to do a 4-day like this specifically. You can. Again, it's a guide. You can do whatever you want with it. If you want to do all the pieces to it, you can. If you don't, that's okay too. It's whatever. Again, you go with the flow. That's kind of what I learned with preschool, right? Homeschool is to go with the flow. Go with what goes best for you. So this will be a good, helpful tool for that. The second main curriculum that we're going to do is actually from Not Consumed, and it's their preschool homeschool. And this one is going to be kind of like our geography, I guess, if you want to put it in that category. This is the Not Consumed all around town. And so I figured this would be great for like the geography aspect of it, only because I feel like at this age, at 4 years old, a child should know what different people in the community do. Like if you said, what does a police officer do? They should be able to say they keep the neighborhood safe. They keep the area safe. What does a post office do for us? They deliver our packages, they deliver our letters. So things like that they should learn so that they can know more about the community. So they should know essentially what that is. And so this is going to go under field trips as well. So it kind of talks about primary field trips here. We have a lot of places that we can go to. Again, you can pick and choose if you want to do a virtual trip, if you want to physically go there. But we have the post office, police station, library, fire station, grocery store, airport, print shop, factory, bakery, broadcasting station, doctor's office, bank, donut shop, water treatment plant, bookstore, church, recycling center, nursing home, food bank, animal shelter. So the first one that we did, again, because we've already started off, and then it also shows you different books for each category as well. So if you wanted to read a book about that, you could. For the post office, she practiced writing a letter. So then we actually did write a letter to our friends, and we're going to ship it out. We're going to go to the post office to drop off that mail as well. Some fun facts, like what did you do there for the field trip and so forth. So like, did you see these different items while you were there and whatnot? And so it was fun. And then the little symbol for the United States Post Office. She was super excited whenever she sees it. So that's that. So it comes in this bag. Forgot to mention that. It comes in this bag, adventure bag. The idea is you take this with you when you go on your field trips. Again, up to you if you want to or not. But it comes with the, essentially, like I showed you, the manual that also has activities for your child to do in there. It also has stickers that it'll tell you at different places to place the stickers on there as well. She had to put the stamp on here, and so that was a sticker that she added on there. And then we actually practiced with real stamps because we shipped out that to her friends. So it also has a reusable sticker activity book, which is great. So when you open it up, it has the different build your cities and the stickers that go with it. So for example, we go to, I don't know, we're just going to show the library here. So here's a picture of the library stickers filling out different stuff. Then there's also a coloring book included. So we have, like, for example, the church here. We have the airport. We have firefighters. So we have everything. So it's going to be a lot of fun. She can color, again, using that play and so forth. And then what also comes with it, there's quite a bit of stuff. A little game. I have not opened it yet, but it's a matching game. It's for 1 to 4 players. So again, the cards, like, you just match fire hat with fire hat. Memory game. My daughter loves stuff like that, so that'll be fun. And then it comes with a primary school planner. Now this is cool because it essentially is a way to do a checklist. So, for example, a math checklist of what you should be seeing throughout. So it's kind of like a little diagnostic, like what does she know at the beginning of the year, mid-year, end of the year, because they have 3 checklists for that. Then they have like the pages that follow along with it. So if they say, what are shape recognitions? Like, you point to one, what is that? She'll say square or whatever. And then it'll show that, you check mark it off on there. And then you also have things that you're practicing this week. So you have your weekly checklist. So did you have your time with God? You check mark that. So Bible time, for example. Did you eat breakfast? Did you clean up? Brush your teeth, get dressed, tidy room, chores, read. You can fill in your own. And then, for example, things to practice, like orange. You color with orange. You talk about the color orange. Make snacks with orange. Stuff like that to be fun. So you go over your colors. You do stuff like that. So it's a nice little planner for that. And again, it's multi-ages as well. So the Not Consumed All Around Town also has this little vinyl kind of poster. And essentially, whenever you go to that place, you put the sticker on it. So it's pretty cool. It's like a visualization of what we've seen, what we've learned. So that's why that's there. So other things that we're going to continue like supplementing. So for Bible this year, I thought what would be nice would be like working on the fruits of the Spirit. So that's why I have this sign here. These are from Hadley Designs, and they have like a Bible one. So they have different things. So if you wanted to talk about the 10 Commandments, if you wanted to talk about creation, the Beatitudes, like all the books of the Bible, whatever you want, like they have that. So I'll link that down below as well. But we're going to focus primarily on fruits of the Spirit. We also have for our church, we do something called Adventure Club, similar to Awana, different, comes out of John MacArthur's church out in California, Grace Church. We have verses that every week they learn a verse, and then after 5 weeks, they review it all 5 verses. And so for their age group, it's underlined the section for according to their age. So if they're 4, obviously they're not going to learn a whole like section. It'll be like parts at a time. Right now, we don't start until September. We're just reviewing last year's to make sure that she's remembering these verses. It's not just you hear it once and then you're done. It's a constant, meditating on the words of the Lord. So we're doing that right now, but focusing also on fruits of the Spirit. I got this book from the Daily Grace Co. And it's just going to be like we'll read through it. We'll learn about love. We'll learn about joy and so forth. We'll do all the different fruits. And then I also have the little cards that go with it. So whenever we're learning about, let's say, love, we have love, and then we have the verse that goes with it. So we can put love up on the board because that'll be like the focus that week. Other notebooks that we are going to be continuing on in, I have science, I have geography, bought these last year. Critical thinking, we haven't finished going through them yet, but again, it's just kind of let's just do notebook time, workbook time, and that's what we'll learn about. It doesn't have to be an exact every day we're doing these notebooks. It's just more of a when we get to it. This is also nice. This is the Scripture Scribes Pre-Primary Volume 1 from Scribbler to Scribe. And so the idea behind this is learning the the letters. So we just finished doing F, and she still has to do this page here. But the idea is you practice it a few times. Each letters essentially get its own page, 2 pages for it, and then eventually they will get to writing stuff. So again, not an everyday thing. It's just whenever we get to it, and that's okay. I did purchase specifically for this year Fruits of the Spirit coloring page. Again, just to kind of continue on with Fruits of the Spirit. So we can have a little workbook for that. So that's going to be part of the Bible time. I did purchase Memoria Press because I was interested in it. I do like the classical aspect of things mixed with Charlotte Mason. So I'm kind of that style. I know each child is different, and we'll see as time goes on. But for now, this is what I see. And so this is going to be good for math. So for example, for 8, she'll write the number 8. She'll circle all the numbers that are odd, all the numbers that are even. Again, that's not like first day of school stuff. This is more of as we get closer to it. Color by number. She loves stuff like that. So again, identifying the numbers. Then I have the numbers and colors. Again, same Memoria Press. Similar workbooks, just more practice. So that'll be good for her. It goes up to 15. Although she can count on her own, like past 100, but that's fine. And then this is more pre-K math stuff. You know, again, just having more of a workbook. We did use Kate Snow's preschool math at home last year. We'll still continue doing it. This is more like games and stuff, like learning application of things. But I think also using like a workbook is going to be helpful too. So we're going to combine both. Again, learning the foundations for the math and see how that goes. And for Bible, we'll still continue using this for the letters whenever we get to a certain letter. Big thoughts for little people, ABCs to help you grow. So this is B. Learn about B is for behaving. G is for God, like stuff like that. So we're going to include that in there like we did last year. Fun stuff again, big book of things to spot, counting things throughout, little fun hide and seek kind of books. And then lastly, but not least, and this video is starting to get super long. Did not expect it to be this long, but it is what it is. I saw this online and I thought this was cute. Again, it's not my main homeschool. Again, there's a lot of different things. I probably have too much stuff than what I thought I was going to have. But this is going to be more like a supplement to different things. So this is The Magic of Childhood by Claire Mariah Murray. And so it is a year-round homeschool study for preschool. It's nice because, again, it can talk about specifics. So like if we were talking about the desert, for example, it's very topical, which is nice. The topics that include, just to kind of give you a briefing of it, we have, for example, the Arctic, hibernation, migration, outer space, safari, jungle, baking, art, ocean, spring, travel, zoo, desert, dinosaurs, weather, the garden, the farm, bugs and insects, forest, ponds and lakes, reptiles and amphibians, summer, beach, farmers market, birds, meadow, music, camping, construction, landforms, nature, home, harvest, autumn, leaves and trees, sky, pets, nocturnal animals, transportation, community helpers, body and emotions, family and friends, Christmas traditions, winter, nativity, and then there's like review in each section. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 6 different reviews. So there's quite a bit of stuff here. And I thought this was sweet because, again, I can use it for specific things. So like, for example, if I wanted to use, we're learning about the jungle. Not that we're learning about the jungle this year, but say we're learning about the jungle. And I thought, hey, you know what? We're going to be going to the zoo and there's a section on the jungle, whatever. And I want to take a little detour from what I've currently been working on. I can always just pull this out and say, all right, we're going to learn about the jungle. And it shows you like a weekly learning guide. It has wonder, so it has a question essentially of the day to help you. It has different books that you can read that are going to help you understand that section. You can learn different things about it. You can create something like artistic wise. You can play and then explore. It's like, oh, let's go to the zoo and find the jungle section. It has vocabulary words. It has the book list for you here. If you wanted to do just this and have like different topics to cover for your child to understand, totally go for it. Like if this was probably like an all-in-one, again, I haven't done it yet, but it looks simple enough that you can do it for the year and your child will learn different things, which is nice. I think the amount of vocabulary is quite extensive for a 4-year-old, but again, it's a process, right? So you can like reuse these things over the years, especially in preschool, because your child will learn it at different rates and they may remember something from last year or they might not. And then this year they're like, oh, that clicks in my mind now. So it's kind of that. And then it also comes with the vocabulary. So you would cut it out and it'll be per section. So it has written like Unit 49. It has all the vocabulary for that. So again, you can put it up on your memory statement board and do that as well. Again, very simple. If you wanted just a more of a topical, general learning about everything, you can go for this. Comes in a nice sweet box. And again, you're just focusing on the child. Oh, and then I forgot. Oh my goodness. I also have a subscription to the Habitat Schoolhouse where they also have nature study things. And so I won one of their yearly subscriptions for it, which is so cool. So I'm super thankful for that. And essentially their nature and all their like guides and stuff, their little booklets, pamphlets, whatever you want to call it, I'm able to download. And so it is pretty neat. So now I have that resource as well. Again, not trying to have a whole bunch of stuff, but it's cool that you can like grab a little bit from everything. And so that's kind of what I did as a teacher as well, where you have your main textbook, yes, but then you can supplement with like other things as well. And that's kind of what we're doing here. The two main components for this year is meant to be gentle and classical nature and not consumed all around town. Those are the main priorities for this year. Everything else is just kind of supplemental. So like the math that comes in, it'll be something related to one of those things. She'll learn her numbers, she'll practice her handwriting because it's all like embedded throughout. So you're still getting a little bit of everything. But as far as having like a main curriculum, gentle and classical nature, volume 1, and not consumed all about town. So lots of different things. I will link them down below as well. So if you're interested in looking into them, again, I know it's a lot. I am not trying to overwhelm myself this year, but given that I already know an idea of how my daughter works and how I homeschool her, this is kind of like the middle road of, okay, we can do this. At least we hope so. So prayers for us this year as we go into a new year. Same thing for you all as well. And I would love to hear what you're going to be using for your children down below. I love hearing what everyone uses for homeschool, what works for you, what works best. So anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.